So I'm going to tell one story. Perhaps all of you know this story. This story is called The Killing of Shankhacooda. This is from the Shreemad-Bhägavatam. So this particular description may be different from the way you are accustomed to hearing it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Once, Lord Govinda and Lord Ram, the performers of wonderful feats, were playing in the forest at night with the young girls of Braja. Krishna and Balaram wore flower garlands and spotless garments, and their limbs were beautifully decorated and anointed. The women sang their glories in a charming way, bound as they were to them by affection. The two lords praised the nightfall, signaled by the rising of the moon and the appearance of stars. A lotus-scented breeze and bees intoxicated by the fragrance of jasmine flowers was present. Krishna and Balaram sang, producing the entire range of musical sounds simultaneously. Their singing brought happiness to their ears and minds, and everyone was satisfied. The gopis became stunned when they heard that song of the Krishna and Balaram. Forgetting themselves, O king, the gopis did not notice that their fine garments were becoming loose and their hair and garlands were becoming disheveled. And while Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram thus played according to their own sweet will and sang to the point of apparent intoxication, a servant of Kuvera, the treasurer of the demigods, named Shankhacooda, came upon the scene. He was so named because on his head there was a valuable jewel resembling a conch shell. Just as the two sons of Kuvera had been puffed up over their wealth and opulence and did not care for Narada Muni's presence, so also this Shankhacooda was puffed up over his material opulence. He thought that Krishna and Balaram were two ordinary cowherd boys enjoying the company of many beautiful girls. Generally, in the material world, a person with riches thinks that all beautiful women should be enjoyed by him. Shankhacooda also thought that since he belonged to the rich community of Kubera, he, not Krishna and Balaram, should enjoy the company of so many beautiful girls. He therefore decided to take charge of them. My dear Parikshit Maharaj, even as the two lords looked on, Shankhacooda brazenly began driving the women toward the north. He commanded them as if he were their proprietor and husband, despite the presence of Krishna and Balaram. The women who had accepted Krishna and Balaram as their lords began to cry out to them. The demon Shankhacooda shook a large stick at the beautiful young girls, frightening them and driving them toward the northern region. But he did not actually touch them. Hearing their devotees crying out, "Krishna! Rama!" and seeing that they were just like cows being stolen by a thief, Krishna and Balaram began to run after the demon. The lords called out in reply, "Do not fear. We are coming at once to chastise the demon." Then Krishna and Balaram picked up logs from the shala trees and quickly pursued that lowest of Guyakas, who swiftly ran away. When Shankhacooda saw the two of them coming toward him, like the personified voices of time and death, Shankhacooda was filled with anxiety. Confused, he abandoned the women and fled for his life. Lord Govinda chased the demon wherever he ran, eager to take his crest jewel. Meanwhile, Lord Balaram stayed with the women to protect them. The women were fatigued from being driven away, and thus Lord Balaram protected them and consoled them as they rested. Meanwhile, Lord Krishna went after the demon. The mighty Lord took over Shankhacooda from a great distance, as if from nearby. My dear King Parikshit, then with his fist, the Lord removed the wicked demon's head, together with his crest jewel. Having thus killed the demon Shankhacooda and taken away his shining jewel, Lord Krishna gave it to his elder brother Balaram with great satisfaction as the gopis watched. Various gopis thought that perhaps Govinda would give one of them the valuable jewel. But to prevent rivalry among them, Sri Krishna happily gave the jewel to his older brother, Balaram. The demon Shankhacooda was killed by the Lord during his pastimes at Horika in the month of Falguna. And the same ceremony is still observed in India by the burning of the effigy of Shankhacooda. Have you seen that in India? This festival where they burn an effigy of Shankhacooda? Any of you? All right.